Good morning, everyone. Hope I'm audible. Today agenda is very clear. I have to show you how Google AdMob works, and I have to take you through how to upload apps on Google Play Store. All right. So the agenda is so very clear. So let's begin with it. But before that, let me relaunch the Chrome so that it will be updated. Okay, right. Are you able to see my screen, guys? Are you all able to see my screen? Thank you, Sweta, for responding. Thank you, Akansha. Okay, right. So you can go to Google and search for Google AdMob. Okay, for Android. So the income source for Google is mainly from showing ads to the users. Okay, and these ads are played in multiple places or on multiple Google products. For example, ads are shown on Android applications if you have ever gone through it. YouTube, ads are shown on YouTube. Ads are shown mainly on these two areas, as far as I know. And there are other multiple places where ads are being shown on websites. For example, if you jump into Java T Point, let us say, you jump into Java T Point. On the left side and right side, you get ads, right? Usually we get ads on the left side and right side. Okay. Ads are shown on blogs. Blogs in the sense, um, someone writes some content for you and you'll be able to get some value out of it. They'll also show ads side by side. Okay. So these are all the income sources for Google. Also, when you show these apps on your mobile application, on your website or a blog, or on your YouTube videos, you get some revenue out of Google. Google earns, let us say, 10 rupees. It gives you at least 2 rupees for allowing it to play ads on some content that you own. Okay. Similar is the case with AdMob. AdMob helps you to integrate Google Ads with your Android applications so that you can earn good amount of money by displaying the ads to the user. And when the user clicks on it, you learn a little bit more. Okay. So when before you begin, you must have Android 3.2 or higher. Make sure that your app's build file uses the following values. Minimum SDK version is 90. Compile SDK version is 28 or higher. So in both the cases, we are good. Let us create a project, empty activity. Okay, batch 15, where B is capital. Instead of my application, we will say Google Ads. Is Google, okay, Google Ads. Okay, minimum is API 24. You can leave it there itself. Hit on finish to create the project. So the compile SDK is equivalent to 33, which is greater than 28. So that we know. So this prerequisite is achieved. Now you need to set up your app in your AdMob account. Okay. You can simply sign in for an AdMob account. register your app with admin. Okay. You can follow these two steps. Okay. These are easily followable steps. Okay. Only if you do this, when you display ads, you'll get some revenue. Only if you do this, you get revenue out of Google. But let me take you through how you can do this on a whole. First, add this dependency. This is the dependency you are supposed to add to your app level builder Gradle file. Go to Android Studio. As soon as the project is created, we will add the dependency. However, do not forget that you are supposed to sign in with your application, sign in or sign up for Google AdMob account, register your application with Google AdMob, and then you can follow, and then you can get a unique ID, AdMob app ID, which can be uniquely identified. And Google can show ads on top of this. Okay, right. Now let us jump into Gradle scripts and open app level builder Gradle file. You have the dependency section and you know how to add dependency. Hit on sync now so that Google Play Services ads are integrated to your project. Now coming to the ads, how to implement it. So you're supposed to have in the manifest file under the application tag, you're supposed to have this metadata. Copy it. As soon as the project is synchronized, you can open manifest file. Nice. It's taking a lot of time, it seems. No problem. So once the dependency is added, I repeat that you need to add this metadata tag under the application tag of your manifest file. Okay, the dependency is added successfully. Now you need to jump into manifest file and under the application tag, not under the activity tag, under the application tag, you just add this. Okay. Also, let us enable internet connectivity. If you closely look into it, there is a sample AdMob ID given. This ID is from the documentation itself. You can utilize this ID for time being just to see how these ads are working. So you can replace this Android colon value attributes value with the sample ID that is provided by the documentation. Okay. Once this is added, so in the real app, use your actual AdMob app ID, not the one listed above. If you're just looking to experiment with the SDK in a Hello World app, you can use the sample app ID shown above. So we are experimenting on how the apps will be displayed. That is the reason you have this sample app ID. Okay. Also, that failure to add the metadata tag as shown above results in a crash with the message. The Google AdMobs and the Google Mobile Ads SDK was initialized incorrectly. So make sure that you're adding metadata tag under the manifest file, just like this. It's like the way I've shown it. Okay. So before loading ads, have your app initialize the Google Map, Google Mobile Ads SDK by calling mobile ads.initialize, which initializes the SDK and calls back a completion listener once initialization is complete or after a 30-second timeout. Okay. This needs to be done only once, ideally at app launch. So there is some code written for us already. So this one has to be copied without a miss. You copy this, go to your Android Studio. In the activity, in the main activity, you can simply paste it. Okay, mobile ads. You can do alt enter. You can do alt enter, import class, import class. All right. All right. So without this, your SDK will not be initialized properly. Okay. At this point, if you want to run your application just to see if there are any active results coming up, you can do that. However, your mobile SDK, mobile ads SDK will be initialized, but you will not see any visual difference. Next, you can select any of the ad formats. Okay. So banner ads, they typically occupy some amount of space at the bottom end of the screen. Sometimes it can also occupy top end of the screen also. Okay, it is a rectangular ad. Right. Interstitial ads are ads that cover the. Okay, I'll show you the examples of banner ad. Example banner ad Android. See, this is how you get the ad. Okay, this is an example of a banner ad. Whereas interstitial ad, interstitial interstitial ads are full screen ads. So you get an ad like this, full screen, and you can close the ad. In a similar way, we also have other ads as well. Native ads are customizable ads that match the look and feel of your app. You can decide how and where they are placed, so the layout is more consistent with your app's design. Okay. Rewarded ads, you must be getting the rewarded apps while you're playing games. Have you ever watched a rewarded app? Sorry, rewarded ad. Have you ever watched a rewarded ad? When you're playing, when you're in the middle of a game, when you suddenly lose one of the lives that you have on the game, you get a rewarded video. If you watch the video, you will get some points added, right? Such kind of video ads, if you want to show, you can implement rewarded ads. In this case, in this example, we will implement banner ads first. The remaining ads follow the same way. The same way that you followed to implement banner ads can also be followed to implement interstitial ads. So what are banner ads? Banner ads occupy a spot within an app's layout, either at the top or bottom of the device screen. They stay on screen while users are interacting with the application and can refresh automatically after a certain period of time. This happens um, as the Google SDK takes care of it. If you're new to mobile advertising, they are a great place to start. There's a case study here. You can read it once you have some time. I'll place all these links in the notes and also in the documentation. Do not worry about it. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're supposed to copy this ad. You have to copy this um, ad view back to your main activity. Go to the split. You don't need hello world here. Instead of that, you need this. So center, horizontal, align parent, bottom. These are all unnecessary because these are related to relative layout, which is not at all in use today. Now you can set the bottom constraint to the bottom end of the screen, left constraint to left, right constraint to right. You can also make the width as 0 dB. Nice. So it can end as a single tag. So we need not to have an opening tag and a closing tag. So now we have got ads by Google here. But when you run the application, you must be displaying some banner ad on this place. Further following the documentation, you have got this code, right? You just have to copy this code. So the unit ID is a default unit ID that you see. So the same unit ID is being seen here. The same unit ID. Okay, the ID is different here. No problem. So you can simply add this. Done. You can do Alt Enter. Import class. Add size is also a class. Let us import it. Yes. So once this is done, what is the next step? The next step says load the ad. So if you want to load an ad, you just have to call this add view object and pass on the request object of add view dot load add. And for this method, you're supposed to send the request object. So here in this case, what is the request object? Okay, no issues. We can simply copy this also. Problem. Copy this. You can replace this code with this code. So add view is something add view. This is add view. Now you have add request, right? Add request is also should be imported. Now this add request is passed to load add. Hope we are good to run the application. We'll see. All right, I'm trying to run the application. Give me a minute. Or is there anything mentioned? Is there anything else that is mentioned here? No, only event handling is mentioned, and that is fine. Okay. So I'm running the application on my device, and also I'll try to show you the output on Visor. All right. So the app is up and running, and you see nothing here. Good. Okay. So you see after the 30-second timeout, you see that there is a test ad getting displayed. It says nice job. This is a 320 into 50 test ad. But if you had, if you had changed this to a real ID, then the things would have been different. You'll get a real ad being displayed here. All right. You get a real ad being displayed here. So hope you got my point, right? Are there doubts here? Any doubts here? What all I did was I just followed the documentation. I did nothing but followed the documentation. Great, I'm sure. Thanks for responding quickly. So we can also play an interstitial ad. Let's work it out, work out around it. So these are just expandables. You can go there. You can also implement interstitial ads. To implement an interstitial ad, they are full screen ads. Okay. So to load an ad, this is the code that you need to write after initialization of mobile ads SDK. Okay, you can create a ad request, you can load an ad, and yeah, you can simply use this. Okay, let's try using this. And this I want to trigger when there is a button click. Okay. So all I want to do is I just go to activity underscore main.xml. Okay. I'll create a button. Okay. So the idea of the button, we don't need to have it, no problem. You can say an on-click event handler. So industrial act. Okay. So this can be text actually. For on-click, we can write another one. On-click to add. Okay. We shall create it on minute. Anyway, this button also should have top and one of the top constraint, golden constraint is set. Okay, nice. Right constraint is not set. I want to set right constraint to be. So right to the right of parent. Simple. See, we're done. Now when this is tapped in, you can place this here. So interstitial add input class. You have to import this interface, this normal attribute. And M interstitial add is an interstitial add here. So we'll write interstitial add, M interstitial add. We create a object simply, nothing else we did. Now here, if you do not want to have a log, you can remove it. That is fine. Also, you need to have load and add error. Similarly, I'm removing this log just to make sure. Now let me run the app now and see if the test ad is being loaded or not. So after a 30-second timeout, you get test ad. Now if I click on show interstitial ad, okay, there must be a missing step. Otherwise, I would have been getting a full screen ad right now. Okay, To show the ad, you have to call show method, guys. Sorry. So here I did miss on one step. After this point, what all I need to do is this interstitial add dot show method has to be called. So interstitial add dot show and pass this main activity dot this. So this one I missed to do it. Okay, now run the application. So hopefully it works now. After 30-second timeout, you get test ad. Now show interstitial ad or it is failing. Okay. Okay, let us understand why it is failing. Window handle window. Full screen is not being handled. That is the problem. Could not execute for method on click. Why? Why? Because invocation target exception. Attempt to invoke virtual method interstitial add dot show on a null object reference. Okay. So okay. All right. So there must be initialization problem. Interstitial add. How is it initialized? Let us see that. Okay, right. I'll do one thing. I'll simply play a trick here. I'm going to remove the banner ad right now because we have already seen how to implement it. So I'm removing the banner ad, not keeping it there. Okay, this one we can remove. Aram say. Now come back to main activity. I'm just playing a trick, and that is I'll copy in everything here except for show method, so that it will all be initialized in the onCreate method itself. See, I did nothing. I copied the entire code. I put it in main activity, but I just left out show method here. Now let us try this one. Also open logcat to probably see if there is any error of the same kind. Once this is there, you can click on show interstitial line and you get the same error it seems. All right. Right. You'll see the documentation once again. Okay, this is the source code, and we did nothing wrong, it seems. See interstitial add. Interstitial add. You're calling interstitial add when a loaded method is there. Okay. On click show interstitial add. So adding add request, add unit ID, ID, Mhm. Okay. Interstitial ad, interstitial ad. Okay. Interstitial ad is equal to new interstitial. Okay. This one has to be there. I have to do this. This one has to be there. So for the full screen callback, there is a clear cut documentation available. For instance, ads or full screen, what do we have to do? For off screen, what we have to do? Like everything is given. You just writing log statements here. So we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. No problem. So I'm just minimizing this interstitial ad. Finally, put a semicolon at the end. Now, probably this one should work for us. Okay, before I click on that button, I'll go to logcat because there is a probability of getting an error, right? The logcat is not selected. Okay, logcat. Let's jump in here, click on show interstitial ad, and now you got it. Very easy. So interstitial ad has to be initialized, um, and that is where we went wrong. You can return this into mark, and your interstitial ad will go away. Okay. All we missed out is this simple step. But this is also been mentioned in the documentation. In the documentation also it is mentioned that you should actually implement this. Okay. Right. Hope you all understood how to add ads to your Android apps, isn't it? So the next concept for the day is to the guidelines to follow while uploading your apps to Google Play Store. Okay. Let us see that. If you want to upload your apps to Google Play Store, you can simply say upload apps to Google Play Store. If you simply search for it, you get to see play.google.com, a link to go to the Play Store console. Remember, Play console is not available for free. It it needs $25 to be paid if you want to upload your application to Google Play Store. You need to pay $25 to purchase an account, and this account will be available for you for lifetime. You can upload as many applications as you want to. All you need to do is you just have to head to Google Play Store. All right. So here you can actually buy a $25 account for yourself if you're an individual developer. If you are developing applications for an organization, make sure you're going to the organization or you're purchasing a Play Store account for your organization. Okay. So I already have one which I purchased long ago for a different set of trainers. I'm training the trainers actually long ago. During that time, I purchased an account for them. So that account I'm just showing you up. Then you'll get a play console like this. Now you can create now you can create as many applications as you want to and simply upload it here. So the uploading process is quite easy. You just have to create an app, fill in all the details, give the icons required, give the images required, give the exact content of your application, what it is doing, why is it developed in the basic in the first front, and then also you should also give age rating. Is it for 18 plus app? Is it an 18 plus app or not? Does it have any maturity content? Does it have any psychologically disturbing content? This content declaration you are supposed to give. And after that, Google will do a reverse engineering on your application and see if it suits or if it passes all the tests. If it passes all the tests, then only it will publish the app to the market. Usually, first time if you upload the app, you'll be kept in a queue for 24 to 48 hours. Only after 2 days, you'll get a positive or a negative result. If you get a negative result, all you need to do is follow the guidelines given by Google and set right your application. But usually you'll get a positive result if you follow all the required steps. Okay. So once it is there, once it is done, your app will be published to the market and the people can start downloading it. Okay. However, so what are the steps that we need to take in order to upload an application? Usually, when you develop your application, when you are in the development process, when you are into the development process, the app will defaultly be in debug mode. So if you jump into build variants here, on the left hand side, there is an option called build variants. And you see that your app is now in debug mode. You should set it right to release mode. As you set it to release mode, you will get your build process started again. Once it will start building the process. Once after setting this build variant to release, make sure that you are not keeping these log statements and you're not having these toast messages, which are quite disturbing to the user. Just clean up your application a little bit. Log statement should not be there. Toast messages should not be there. Unnecessary code that is being commented and it is not in use should not be present because it will also occupy some KBs of data, right? You can also apply um, you can also concise your code by removing unnecessary code. After that, you just have to jump into build, hit on generate signed bundle or APK. This is what you need to click on. So now you get a pop-up window. Okay, yeah. Now you get a pop-up window and you're supposed to select the first option. So previously, we used to use ProGuard and other third-party libraries to reduce the app size. But now it is defaultly available in Android itself. Instead of developing an APK, instead of getting an APK out of it, you can select AAB, which stands for Android App Bundle. This is smaller. This has smaller download size. It also has got on-demand app features, asset-only modules, and a lot of things, a lot of other benefits. Selecting Android App Bundle, if you hit on next, you get to select a key store path. Remember that you have to remember this key store path. If you miss out on the key store path, it will be a little bit hard for you to roll out the updates. Now you can create a new key store path, select an appropriate folder. So I'll jump into Pavan documents. Okay. Maybe Pavan OneDrive documents. Yeah, OneDrive documents, batch 15. Open it. Now you need not to create a folder, but yeah, just remember where you are storing your JKS file, which is the key store file. I'll say pavan.jks. Hit OK. Now give a password and you should not forget it also. Give your first name and last name, and now hit on OK. Remember that you remember the password. Okay. So export key, export path is the same as that of the key store path. All I'll do is go to OneDrive, select documents, select batch 15, hit OK. Simple. I'll hit on next, and I should export this in release mode. Right? I should export this in release mode. Hit create, and that creates an AAB for you. And this AAB can be uploaded to Google. Very easy way of doing it. So if anyone wants to upload their project, please contact me. I'll give you the credentials to upload. Okay. On a network sharing, we'll plan to do it. All right. Just for testing purposes. And again, once it is done, I'll remove that app from Play Store. Okay. The Gradle will start building its process. Once the Gradle building is done, it will have an AAB generated for you. See, there is a generated AAB available for you. You can click on locate so that you'll go to the exact AAB file. So this AAB file can be distributed. Okay, can also be uploaded to Play Store. Okay. The process is quite simple, but you are supposed to fill a lot of forms. Okay, app can be uploaded simply by this AAB. Images and launcher icons you'll see, you'll anyway take care of it. But there are a lot of forms that you need to fill in when you are going through Play Store upload. Okay. What is the full form of AAB? Android App Bundle. All right. So I'll jump into classroom.google.com. Google Ads integration through AdMob SDK. This is explained, and banner ad links are there. Control L, Control C. Interstitial ad link is here. Follow the documentation for easy integration. Integration of AdMob SDK. So uploading apps on Google Play Store. Uploading apps on Google Play Store. Publish your apps. There is a documentation for this. Publish your Android apps. For that, there is this documentation which you can follow. Okay. You can read through this and easily understand it. I'm pretty much sure about it. Read through and can post. You can also upload APK file out of Raja, but AAB file is the latest kind of files that we get. Android app bundle. Usually the size of the AAB will be smaller than APK. So you can upload AABs, right? Good question. APK stands for Android packaging. AAB stands for Android app bundle. You can distribute APK, but upload AAB, right? Okay. So I hope you understood this these concepts, and these are quite easy. Please do give them a try. All right. So we do not have Firebase added up here. Um, yeah, I'll try to add Firebase also to the same material. But you will have Firebase explained in detail on the book given by me. So I gave you a book, right, which is written by me. On that book, you'll have the Firebase concept explained in very much detail. You can go through it. Even ML toolkit is also been explained. Okay? And other concepts which are not covered in this course are also, most of them are touched. So it's not that that book has everything. No, it is not that. That book has relatively good content. Okay, just like our course, it is also having very good content. You can give it a try. Okay. Some concepts are slightly outdated. I have to update them, but those concepts are very much in detail explained to you, and the notes is also been available with you. So tomorrow we will start learning. We'll see how to develop apps using Kotlin, and probably tomorrow we'll close the course. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you'll have a good day. Take care. Bye bye. Yes, Altaf Raja, we'll connect separately. It is not that I can give you credentials right away because, yeah, we'll connect separately. I'll guide you through the steps. Okay? Right. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. So tomorrow probably might be the last session. Um, However, if you want to be in touch with me, yes, you can be in touch with me. You can take my help for understanding the Android concepts in a more detailed way. Right? No issues with that. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye bye.